So about a week or 2 weeks ago, I crashed mentally. And the reason why that happened is because I I was living in my head too much. I was living in a future that didn't even exist yet. I was even living in the past sometimes. I was just overthinking everything and all the emotions it was building up until one day I just had a mental breakdown and I just couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop crying no matter what, I just couldn't stop crying. And all of this was affecting me slowly, but I didn't realize it. Like I couldn't even make a video. I wanted to make a video, but I couldn't make a video because I was thinking to myself that I'm not in a good headspace right now. And me being in this headspace, you will feel my energy. So that's why I stayed away. I stayed away from making a video. It was affecting my workouts. When I would go outside to exercise, it's like I couldn't really do it. I wasn't doing all my sets. I would half-ass the exercise, and some days I just wouldn't go outside. I would just sit on a step and just be there thinking. And the little critic was just in my ear telling me that I'm a failure and all these things, and I was just thinking about like I'm almost 26 and I'm not even where I want to be yet. So all of these things it was just building up inside of me and I just crashed. I just fell apart. And I remember I had to go on my usual Friday run. It's near my next grandmother house. So when I went there, I told everybody hello the way I usually do. And when I went to tell my aunt hello, she ended up talking to me. And a few things she told me is something that I already knew, but I forgot. So it was like a reminder. So she was telling me that on mornings, you should just speak positive things over your life. Talk about or write about things that you're grateful for. And she just giving me these words of encouragement. And while she's giving me these words, I remember that I started thinking about like maybe I should start meditating again too. And the crazy thing is, every time every time I stop meditating for a few weeks or a few months, it's like I would be all over the place. Mentally, I would be all over the place. And it will happen slowly. So I thought about all of that. And there were other things that we talked about too that I wouldn't share. But those things that we talked about, it made me realize it was like a wake up call. It was like a shake from life. So after that day, I think the next day is when I started meditating again, and I started reading again too. I haven't read a book in a long while, and even if I read a book, it's like I couldn't finish a book because I was just so distracted. So I started meditating again, um, 10 minutes twice a day. So in the morning when I wake up and at night before I go to sleep. And I started realizing that I feel different but in a good way. I feel more calm. I am I am in the moment, in the present moment. I'm not in my head anymore. I'm not living any future anymore. And I'm not living any past anymore. I'm just here and it feels good. It feels really, really, really good. And I'm able to focus more. I'm so proud to be reading. I'm so proud that I could feel like me again. Because when I wasn't feeling like myself, I was literally digging myself into this big hole. I was already in the hole, but the hole was just getting deeper. And I remember in that moment, I was thinking to myself, I was thinking about how I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to go back in that depressive state. And all of that made me cry because so what I'm saying is that I had to save myself and I will continue saving myself. I will continue saving myself because at the end of the day, there's nobody out there that could save me. It's up to me to save me. People could only give me advice. And that's what my aunt did. She talked to me and it was up to me to listen or not. So this is why I was absent for a while, for a few days, but it felt like months to me. But I feel better now. I feel like me, and anybody that thinks that meditating is bullshit or is evil, because I remember there was somebody that told me that is evil, like back then. They told me that is something evil. People who say these bullshit, it's nothing like that. To me, I think meditating, it helps to keep you in the moment, especially if you are somebody that is always on the go. I think that sometimes you need to slow down and just be here in the moment. So that's all I really had to say. I didn't really plan what to say in this video, and I feel like it comes off more naturally when it's like this. So I'll do more of these, I don't know. But all I'm saying is that I'm just happy that I am here in the present moment and not in my head and not living in the future and not living in the past.